One of the items they report on is that Hillary Clinton herself, they were saying, was a little perturbed after the election when she learned some of the extent of the Obama administration's knowledge before the election of what Russia and what Putin were up to. If you're Hillary Clinton and you're reading this story today in the Washington Post, do you look at this and do you have a justifiable a grievance maybe with the Obama administration for not doing more?
Well, I imagine she's probably pretty upset about it. I mean, remember, too, that Hillary Clinton has come out and said that she does think that the outside forces impeded her election, including, Jim Comey coming out and reopening the investigation. So I think she would have a lot of cause for concern about this. And I think that one of the things the Post story really does capture is this idea that it wasn't until later on that they really realized exactly what they were doing within this kind of full-spectrum campaign. But one reason why I think that's troubling and them not putting together the pieces that it maybe had gone back a few years is it was not unknown that the Russian government was trying to hack into the State Department, the White House, successful in some cases in getting into some unclassified systems. So I think one of the things that this article really keys in on is why did it take them that long to put all of these pieces together to really understand that what was happening in the election, which of course was new, we'd never seen a foreign government gather up emails and in effect weaponize them by putting them back out again. Why was it so hard to put that together and realize that this was actually part of a pattern of behavior by the Russian government to try and compromise government systems in this country?
Yeah, that's my other question. I'm curious if you have any insight into this, because one of the items mentioned here in the article is that James Clapper last summer at a public forum said there was a long history of Russia meddling in American elections. Now, obviously not the nature of what we saw last year, but what was that history, and should that have alerted everybody sooner?
Well, I don't think we've ever seen anything quite like this history. I mean, certainly there was a long history of the Russian government interfering in U.S. affairs and trying to hack into being successfully hacking into sensitive systems. I think what it seems to me, and from my own reporting too, that people were surprised by is the idea that the Russian government would turn these emails around and put them out there as part of a campaign to start a trickle of information or to then start disinformation. And that fact to me is also surprising, though, because as intelligence officials like Jim Clapper know well, the Russian government and other governments as well do use these tactics, and they were aware that they were using them in Europe in some instances as well. So it shouldn't have come, I think, as that much of a surprise, but it clearly seems that all these pieces were not put together in time. I do think, though, that there's a lot more emphasis here to place on this very question of whether or not the Obama administration wanted to be seen as tipping the scales. From my own reporting and talking to officials, that was something that